Hi everyone, welcome to Living the Silver Life, Home and Garden. I'm Edith. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we are deconstructing Christmas and putting up a little bit of winter decor. And here I'm showing you something that I didn't show you at Christmas, how I used this swag that I put on a bedroom mirror as a something to hide the back of the stereo. As you can see, that's the back. You can see it a little bit. So I used it as a divider, a room divider, behind a vintage stereo. And these are the chairs, my new chairs that I got at Christmas. And this is the back side of that same mirror, which is a bedroom mirror. And I used this print to hide the back of the mirror because you can see the back of the mirror because it's so tall. It's sitting on the floor between two chairs, but it's so tall you could see it. So I used it, and then I used the greenery. I made a swag that goes across the mirror and hangs over on over the print and over a little bit on the mirror that's on the front side of it. So this is the way my design was to hide it. And what you're looking at here is the actual stereo, and that's how it looks from the side. So that's the best that I could do, but it doesn't have a back on it. I've had it for years. For some reason my husband took the back off to do something and he never put it back. You know how husbands start those projects and they never finish them? So I had to find a way to disguise it so that you couldn't see it. So now this is the actual mirror frame. That's what I'm showing you. It's an old bedroom mirror. It was on a dresser, and we got rid of the dresser. It wasn't mine. I think it was my son's, but somebody, they didn't want it, and so they left. The only thing that was left was the mirror. And I don't throw away mirrors. I love mirrors, so I kept saying I could do something with it, and I used it. That's the frame of it. So now I had to, that's the picture you can see behind it. That's the frame, and that is the picture that's behind it, the print. So now I have to disguise the whole thing with a Christmas garland. So I used this garland to put across the mirror to just mold it around. And the mirror actually looks like this, a lot like that picture. So then what I did was I started putting the two garlands together, and I just used one, tied one into the other one, made it look like it's one whole thing, and to cover up the frame of the mirror and to give it something. The garland is the base to put other things on. So once I took away all of the Christmas ornaments and all the Christmas bows and ribbons and things like that, then I just tied it all in together once again to make it look like one whole thing, one whole swag. Because what I'm going to do is make it a swag for a winter inspiration. So I used the greenery because the greenery is like pine evergreen greenery, something that you would see in winter. Evergreens you do see in winter. And I just continually just put it all together best I could. And between the mirror, you can see the mirror, and it's a mirror standing up. And then on the footstools, on that stool, there's another big white frame tray mirror. So, and then they're sitting between two chairs. So now what I'm doing is I'm working on trying to get as much of the wood frame covered as I can, so that you won't see that, and it'll just look like one big swag between there. So the thing that I used was these cute little these are from Christmas, some little snowy glistening little faux greenery, and I just used a couple of the ones that came from Hobby Lobby, the ones that are bigger, the glistening one with a little faux pine cone on it. And then I found some other little pine cone picks. It had a little bit of something shiny on it, but you can't tell. It kind of looks like at a distance, and once you put it in, it looks like it has like a little glaze of snow or frost, mostly like a little frost on top of it, like you would see, like we see sometimes in the early morning on the rooftops of houses. That's what it looked like. And I used pine cones also in the greenery, just some pine cone picks from Christmas. And then on that little tray, that frame white tray, I found some greenery. Now this greenery is literally from an old Christmas tree, and I just fluffed it up, and I'm going to use my collection that I have. I have a little small collection of elephants. I like elephants. And this is the biggest one. And there's like 3 of them, and that's the big one, on the small one. And then there's another one that's like it's sitting on a little ball. And I used those on that table because I just didn't want to put a lot of color, different kinds of color. I wanted to keep it that way. And now this is the back side of the whole thing. This is that print that's hiding the back side of the mirror. And so this is the same Christmas pick that I had. I got, my daughter picked it up for me during the Christmas season at Hobby Lobby. It has a little faux pine cone on it. So I used 2 of those, and I just wanted to make it marrow to the back of it, make it coincide with what's going on the back. So I used the same exact picks on both sides. And I also used the little snowy ones. There's 3 of those. And the little snowy picks, I actually ordered those from Amazon back in, I don't know, maybe in October of last year, for Christmas. I never did use them, so I just had them. This is something, and these 2 picks from Hobby Lobby, I didn't use those either. I used part of them I used, and the other part I didn't use. So I'm using them to put this whole thing together. Now this is a glass bowl, pedestal bowl. It's beautiful. I love the little edge of it. It came from Goodwill. It was only $3.99 at Goodwill, and it has a little girl on it. It's like a Christmas scenery on it, actually. But I got this little pine cone, wired pine cone from Dollar Tree a few years ago, and so I just used it like left it shaped in a round shape, and I had this little faux candle holder, pine cone candle holder, for tea lights, and I'm gonna put a little tea light in it, and that's gonna be it. Sitting on those stack of books, I had like a little stack of books, and this is another pine cone that I've had. I use in my Christmas decoration all the time. I have pine cones from years and years and years. They don't deteriorate, and I just used it on top of that print to make it look more like what's going on the opposite side. So, excuse me. These are my chairs that I got, and I got these chairs. I had one chair because I only was ordering one chair. Remember, you might remember I ordered two sofas, two white leather sofas, and one of them came in damaged. And then then when I returned it, they didn't have any more, and I could never. It never came in, so I just ordered another chair, and I used the two chairs in my family room, and I put them behind that vintage stereo, which made me have to cover up the back of that stereo because actually what's supposed to be there is a sofa, and you wouldn't see that the back is not on it. And this is how it looked when it all was put together. The swag, I put a few more little picks in. You can see some more lighter green picks, and a few more pine cones with the little white snowy like tips on the edge, like it's a little snow. And this is just a blanket. It literally came from my neighborhood grocery store. They had a big bin of blankets, throws, during the Christmas time, and it's a perfect color for my family room, for what I'm doing in my family room. It's a pale kind of a blue on one side, and it's just on the other side it's just white, and it's just a cute little fleece throw, because what's more comfortable on a leather chair than a warm throw blanket? I don't think there's anything more comfortable. So this is how my swag turned out. It's over a dresser. This is how it all turned out from the back, and the print over the vintage stereo. And this is how it all looks. So I just wanted to say thank you for everyone that came by today. Thank you for coming by the channel. Thank you for everything that you do. And I hope you like this. It just gives me something that I can do in the transition from Christmas to spring. So that's my next transition, is going to be to spring. And I may do a little something for Valentine's, but not much. So God bless you all. I love you. Take care of yourself out there. Everybody be careful. This is the whole look of one side of my family room. And I'll see you soon. Remember, if you're alive, there's hope.